Hey YouTube, what's up? It's JT Sasuke. I'm here to bring you my review for the Vampire Diaries. Jumping right into this one, we're going to start off with Damon and Bonnie's storyline. They're walking through the forest and Damon's in a good mood. She asks why, and Damon says because he's about to go home to his girlfriend. Now Bonnie says, yeah, but we're bringing a psychopath with them. And Damon states that there was a time when they first got here that he was all gloomy and she was all hopeful, and now she's all gloomy, he's all hopeful. Kai comes out of nowhere saying that he heard his name. He throws a tool over the Damon and says, you need to dig a hole. I found the perfect spot, which is right here. So we need to dig a hole, then go inside this hole, which is basically they need to go with the ground, so that when the moonlight can shine down on them, they'll all touch the little device that he has. I forget the name of it, but they'll all touch the little device, and whoever's touching the device while inside the circle of light will be shot up into the world of the living, as I like to call it. Now, after that, we come back and Damon is digging a hole. He's been digging for a while, and eventually, him and Bonnie have a little conversation, and then he hits the dirt, and it crumbles beneath him, meaning that he's finally found the underground passage. Now before he can complete doing that, Kai comes back with a book bag. Damon uses the vampire speed to come up, grab the book bag, opens it, and sees a lot of just random, regular old stuff from 1994. He goes through it and ridicules him on bringing this to the world of the living. He's just like, look, 1994 has been my home for most of my life. I don't want to get homesick, so he bought some stuff. Later on, not even later on. After that, basically Bonnie refuses to take him, and Bonnie says that look, I'm not gonna take you. He's like, yes, you are. And she was like, what are you gonna do? Kill me? Fine, go ahead, kill me. Not Stefan. Damon's like, Bonnie, don't do this. And he was like, no, 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 let him. So he grabs hold of her, starts absorbing her magic, and obviously she's in pain. Damon's like, Bonnie, stop, and she's like, no, let him go. He keeps going, and he lets go, and she's like, he doesn't know the spell, which means that we won't need him. Which means that we won't need him. Then she basically she uses the spell to throw the tool at him, pierces him right in the chest, and kills him. Damon looks at her and is like, Bonnie, the fuck did you just do? And she's like, it doesn't matter, let's go. So they finish digging, they get down there, they're waiting for the eclipse to come up ahead. They both are holding the device, and Bonnie's holding the device, and Damon is holding it on top, I believe. And they're talking about what they're going to do when they get back, and Damon's like, out of all the people I could spend my entire eternity here with, had to be you. And I'm glad that it was you. And she was like, don't really feel the same way. Just really joking around between the two of them. All of a sudden, Kai comes out of nowhere and shoots an arrow in Bonnie's chest. She goes flying back. Damon turns around. He's like, look, you don't think I've tried to kill myself in many different ways? Yeah. All of a sudden, he sits there. He's about to grab. Not Damon's about to grab the device because it fell out of Bonnie's hand, and he's just like, "You touch that, next one goes into her heart." So he goes over, helps Bonnie, pulls the thing out. Just as Kai's about to go for the device, he literally goes over, attacks him, but Kai shoots him with an arrow, starts trying to drive it into his heart. Damon's barely stopping him. Bonnie's like, you know what? Well, I'm not going to make it, but you can. Pulls Kai off of him, literally pulls Damon into the light, then takes the device, throws it at Damon. Damon catches it, yells no. He gets transported to the world of the living. Bonnie passes out. I don't think she dies. Now, we move on, and long story short, there's a giant Halloween party going on. Very awesome episode for a Halloween party, which came out the day before Halloween. But the giant Halloween party going on. Elena ends up talking to the guy. I keep forgetting his name, but she ends up talking to her possible love interest. Invites him to the party. When he comes to the party, they're sitting there flirting. And eventually, Tyler is driving, and he's on his phone, and he hits a guy, and he ends up driving through the cornfield, driving through He ends up driving through the cornfield, hitting a lot of people, damaging a lot of people on the way, but he ends up crashing into a tree far away in another part of the forest. He calls Elena and says that, hey, I hit a guy, he's dying, I need you to get here. She's like, I'll try to get here as fast as I can. And basically, Alaric and the doctor lady that he's been flirting with, who was there, they're trying to help as many people as they can, while Alaric is, trying to not kill everybody because he's not used to controlling himself. In the meantime, we have Elena helping people and her, new love interest helping people. Elena tells him to leave while she gives the person vampire blood and heals the lady, and then she compels her to get out and take as many people with her as she can. Then she goes around possibly helping people. Eventually, everybody gets saved, but the guy that Tyler killed. Now Liz comes out of nowhere and she's like, "What the hell happened?" The guy came running out of the road out of nowhere. Don't I didn't see him. I hit him. He's dying, and if he dies, I turn back into a werewolf. I can't have that happen. He called. Liz calls Elena and puts her on speaker. Elena ends up going to the doctor, and it's like, "Hey, my friend Tyler needs help," and she basically is just like, "So what's going on? Is there blood?" He was like, "Yes, lots of it." She was like, "What color? Is there any coming out of his nose?" They're like, "Yes." So what color is it? Is it red or black? And he was like, "It's black. It's black as hell." And she was like, "Take. What do I do?" So I take his hand. So Liz took his hand, and she was like, "Now what? Comfort him. It won't be long now." So that guy was just gone. So basically, Liz decided to save Tyler by suffocating the guy, killing him herself, saving Tyler from the about to say vampire curse, from the werewolf curse. They then have a moment where the two of them like to, where the two of them basically just they kind of hit it off, and Tyler basically says, "Look, you saved me from a terrible fate, and I thank you for that." After the party, we have Elena talking to her love interest, and he's basically just like, "So you're not over you're not really." And basically, no, basically he's just like, "So you saved that girl back there. How'd you do it?" She was like, "There's just some things that are better left unsaid." And he's just like what? He was like, "Why did the baby take his first breath?" Because, it's a impulse in the lungs or something. She kisses him spontaneous and says, "You're my type," which refers to their conversation earlier in the episode that I skipped over. They were having she was in class, and what was going on is Lark was telling a story, and long story short, a guy came home and his girlfriend was having sex with his brother. So he killed his brother and threw the girl out. And he said, long story short, do not fall in love with your brother's girl. Basically making fun of Elena and Damon. Elena knew that. But then he's just like, "Okay, so you haven't changed your mind about me compelling you to remember that you love Damon." She was like, "Nope, I'm going to take my advice and I'm going to become a new person." After that, she talks to him and she talks to her love interest. Her love interest basically says that, "I see you're not over your ex-boyfriend." She's like, "Actually, he's dead. He looks like a complete and total jerk. It's hilarious." He apologizes and then, ends up going to the and then they end up going to the party together. Now Caroline and Stefan. Basically, Stefan is in his house. He's fixing some shit. All of a sudden, his old girlfriend who died comes rushing in. He's just like, "I'm a vampire." You're a vampire. I need help. He was like, "You know what? I could probably help you." And she was like, "No, I'm." He was like, "Look, you need help." And she was like, "I just need the feed." He was like, "No, you don't." She tried to attack him, snapped her neck, threw her in a suitcase, then threw her in the trunk of a car. Went to the college that Elena's going to, and found Caroline. Brought the girl in the suitcase and said, "I need you to babysit her while I go get something. While I go get her a daylight ring." Caroline eventually accepts. Now the girl and Caroline have a little conversation. Basically, the main topic is that Caroline has a thing for Stefan. She kind of refuses, and she kind of refuses to admit it. And then after a while, Caroline gets her neck snapped, and then the girl leaves. She's looking for her, and the girl is basically attacks a guy, and that guy ends up becoming the guy that Tyler hit. They went over compulsion and stuff, but it didn't work. And afterwards, she called Caroline, said I did a terrible thing. She's just like, look, I'm coming to get you. Hold on. She gets in the car. She tries to find her, and when she does find her, she actually is taken kidnapped by the vampire hunter guy, and Caroline actually seen it. Now we get two more scenes with Stefan. We get a scene with Stefan with a lark, and he comes to a lark saying, "Hey, I was wondering if you could like compel my ex-girlfriend to control herself so that way and control herself and stay away from me so I can start over." He basically literally he scolds him in the worst way and tells him to fuck off. I'm not going to go into it because the video is long enough and my connection can mess up any time. And then we have a scene with him drinking some bourbon at the end. He's crying because he's lost without Damon. He throws the bourbon, Damon catches it and says, "I'm back." We have a touching moment with them too. Now, it was a good episode. I liked it. I can't wait for the next episode. Damon's back and shit's about to go down. Um, it was a great, like I said, it was a great episode. I almost cried at the end. It's been a long time since I've seen Stefan really actually like want Damon in his life, and um, that's gonna actually add on to Stefan probably coming back and turning back into the person that he used to be. But like I said, this is a good episode, and I can't wait for the next episode. Sorry this video is so long. I'm surprised I was even able to get it this long, but comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.